Pounders, we are back doing what we do best. And it's best ball fantasy football on DK tonight. We got the underdog shirt on still because it's just sort of what we had available in the closet. Welcome with me is fellow co-host Tyler. What's going on, my dude?
What is going on, Pounders out there? Let us get right into these drafts, baby. I'm so excited for DraftKings.
I'm excited. Honestly, I think where your best edges on DK is actually when there's an underdog puppy going on at the same time, because that's where all the sickos go. They're going to go right to underdog. So is it the most EV to be drafting right now when people are making the switch over to DK? Maybe not, but I still think we have a crazy advantage when we're in these drafts. So it doesn't really matter to me. So if you guys haven't already, what are you doing? Join the Discord. We have an unreal amount of information going out to the Pounders. Free draft guide for everyone's there as well. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. And there's discussions about just about everything related to best ball and everything important that you need to know. This is a great post by Ian here on Twitter that I felt deserved a spot on our best ball cheat sheet section that just discusses strength of schedule for QBs, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends based on the team. We're going to get into a little bit of that, what our favorite games are, week 17 matchups, and that'll probably be a whole nother video. That's going to come out soon because I know that people want that. But yeah, draft grades, drop all your lineups here. That's what I do. Get graded by the Pounders in the chat.
Yeah, I've been loving getting feedback from everyone in the chat because everyone has different opinions, Everyone's got their own thoughts on everything. Everyone's breaking down numbers on their own way, crunching stats and everything. So I love getting feedback from everyone and just seeing everyone's lineups out there. So Discord's an awesome place to connect with everyone.
Yeah, it's been great. Everyone's just sharing all the information they got, and we're always open as a book over here on our end as well. And let's jump right into a little DK action here. $10 Millie Maker waiting on 9. So I still think these ADPs are busted, absolutely busted. People are they're not taking into account the 100-yard bonus for running backs and wide receivers. They're not taking into account the 300-yard bonus for QBs. There is going to be value pockets still available. There's going to be zones where there's severe tier drop-offs, especially at tight end, especially at QB. Are we going to be as interested in a build where we do 3 late QBs on DK? Because we know it's a 20-round draft. But those late QBs, how often are they hitting the 300-yard bonus? And it is much, much less than, let's say, just a simple Justin Herbert, and then maybe you go a late Kenny Pickett. I'm going to be much more attached to building like that personally.
Yeah, I agree. And I think among the later quarterbacks, I mean, there's like you said, there's not a lot of those guys that are going to go for those 300-yard bonuses. Mm-hmm. And if you are looking for those guys, I think you have to look at the wide receiver rooms. Derek Carr is one of those later quarterbacks that has a great wide receiver room, and he does throw a lot. I mean, we saw it in Vegas. He threw the ball a lot, and he throws for a lot of yards
down the field too.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of interceptions, so he's got to make up for it. But the 300-yard bonus is huge. So
let's see what the 20 max is looking like. We'll just stream whatever one fills first. I haven't filled this yet. This is the $3 20 max, which is another interesting tournament. It's just on DK, you do have a higher rake. They don't tell you what it is, but you can figure it out if you are a numbers cruncher. It's not the 11% we're used to on Underdog. That's for sure. But what I do think is interesting is the rake back they're offering on the DK Millie Maker. I could try to find it, but if you max it, you get like $150 back. So you get, what is that, 10% back? That's pretty good. It's pretty damn good.
It's pretty generous.
And it's going to be top 2 advance. After that, you're going to be put in a 12-person pod. 1 advances, again, 12-person pod, 1 advances, and then you have a 1,364-person player pool. So correlation is going to be much more heavily stressed, I should say, on DK than it is on underdog, just because that larger player pool. What's the best ways to, really smash on just even a regular DK 1,300 person tournament is going to be correlation and bringbacks. So I actually do think week 17's more important as well, focusing those bringback plays.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And you're not really focusing too much week 15, week 16, right? I mean, you're facing 11 other people. Sure, your odds aren't the best. Was at 8%, but you're playing 1,364 people week 17. So that's where the main focus is. Like,
you go from
no doubt.
Just under a 10% chance of advancing to maybe like a 0.1% chance. So
yeah. So we have how many people? 10 out of 12. All right. So this $3 one's going to fill. If you want to jump in it, you can jump in it.
Let's see if I can get him. I've had issue with my DraftKings app actually the last, I want to say, a week or so.
Oh shoot! Never mind. This one filled. Did the $3 fill too? All right, we're double tabling on DK. Not the easiest because of the interface is pretty crap, but make it work. That filled extremely fast. I don't know if the Pounders jumped in here. We'll see in a second. Let us know if you're in that draft and where you're drafting from. So here's the $3 draft. All right, so we have them both up. So we get the 6 spot and we get the 9 spot. Which one? This is the $10. We get the 9 spot and the $10, and we get the 6 spot and the 3.
Hey, I've been pretty familiar with drafting out of the 9 spot, at least for underdog's sake. So
it's not that bad though. It's really not
the worst. But I mean, when I look at my shares, I have 0 after puppy 1 filled, 0 ownership of Justin Jefferson, and 0 ownership of Christian McCaffrey. I had 2 top 5 picks in all my puppy drafts, and I got Jamar Chase in both of them.
Hey, you're saving the positive variance for BBM.
That's true. That's a positive way to look at it.
So I've noticed a lot more auto drafters, especially on DK, which again, plus EV. I'm not noticing any of these names to be familiar. Let's see over here. I'm not recognizing any of these. Oh, Spike Week. We got a Spike Week guy. I don't know if it's a fan or if it's one of those guys over there, but we'll see how their team comes out.
Shout out.
Picking at 9 here, like, I hope Eckler falls to us. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I have my own rankings up for like the first 20, and I have Eckler at 6. Without a doubt.
There he is. He's a PPR monster. And that's something that you have to account for when switching from DraftKings or from underdogs to DraftKings. Is now it's full point PPR. So
he might actually have the highest ceiling out of anybody in that first round because he can hit both the 100-yard receiving bonus and 100-yard rushing bonus.
Yeah, he doesn't do the rushing all that much, but he's definitely good for the receiving bonus.
But is it possible?
Oh,
absolutely. Is there a possibility?
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Who has the highest ceiling on top of he's just a consistent PPR beast?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Is it in the realm of possibilities? That's all I need to know.
Same thing applies for like a Jonathan Taylor and even Saquon.
We'll go Tyreek Hill over here on this board at pick 6. For Saquon. Yeah. We'll see what happens with the wide receiver core over there. I think we're going to get a lot of ADP changes over the course of the summer just because of how many people they signed.
Yeah.
And just who's in the pecking order, right? And I don't know what your feels on it are, but Slayton, who goes relatively late, who got a big deal, seems like a pretty safe bet for the last round, 18th round pick on underdog, 20th round, 19th round on DK as the best ball guy, you know?
Yeah, he's been there a lot longer than most of the other guys there too. So just a connection with Jones too, something to account for. I know Hodgins had a really good end to the season last year, and obviously the addition of Waller might take away a little bit of the targets, but obviously once like training camps and mini camps and everything starts opening up more, you get more of a clear picture with like who has the top dog of the targets there.
For sure. For sure. And if Waller can stay healthy, it's most likely going to be Waller, right?
Yeah. That's a big ask.
And then Wan'Dale Robinson, if he can get healthy, I do like his outlook for the end of the season. So we get JT to fall to us at 16. I'm not going running back often, but I think this is
I think
I
it's a
think
pretty
this is a
sick
spot where we
start.
could actually do it.
I think it's a really good start there. I mean, they're two pass catching running backs too, so it's not like you're sacrificing a whole lot by taking two running backs there.
Right. This is most likely going to be a 5 running back team just when we start like this. And I don't like getting out of the first and second round without an elite wide receiver. So we'll see. We'll sort of see how we can build this team because we'll need most likely 9 receivers after the start. And we're up at pick 33. So the only problem with this and why I don't draft like this often, I like to be balanced throughout the entire draft because if a value falls to me, I want to be able to be ready to just scoop that value no matter what
Right.
position it is. And when we put ourselves in that situation with RB, we can get Ramondre Stevenson 10 picks after ADP and it's going to be like,
Yeah.
can't. I don't like that. But we'll see how it turns out. Over here, we have Tyreek Hill. I'm between these two, Wilson and Pollard. That could be swayed either way.
Yeah. I mean, I think with Wilson, you have a little bit of the NFC or AFC East correlation there. Some bring back in a couple of those games. I think Pollard, we saw his ceiling a lot last year when Zeke was out, and it was very high, but I don't think we've seen Garrett Wilson's ceiling yet. He was obviously
No,
with
definitely not.
like very bad quarterback play last year, and he's now getting a perennial MVP in Aaron Rodgers. So if that was just like his like rookie campaign with some really poor quarterback play, I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Actually, I actually own a lot of Garrett Wilson in underdog, just largely like I said, where I was drafting in most of my positions, but I
You have
actually
to
have
love
high
that
hopes for him.
ADP too. It's a super value ADP on
Yeah.
DK. He's a little more expensive on underdog. I think he goes around 14, right?
Yeah.
So getting him there at 19, someone that's going to constantly hit that 100-yard bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a pretty crazy value there. So I agree with you. And they are playing each other, Miami versus the Jets week 15. Not that we're trying to force correlation for those early week playoff weeks for fantasy football, but it doesn't hurt, right?
No, not at all.
So Eckler, Taylor, who are we hoping that falls to us here? Because like we're hoping DK falls to us pretty much, and I don't love that. This is the sort of team that you make a bet that Calvin Ridley comes back to the NFL and he can provide fringe wide receiver 1 numbers.
Which I think is entirely possible in the offense that they have over there and the way things are looking in Jacksonville. They're kind of one of my dark horse teams that I think could make a run to the AFC Championship game and make some noise in the playoffs. The AFC is very deep, but I think Calvin Ridley adds a lot to that offense.
Over here, you have the choice between TT or Stevenson. And then on this board, it's looking like we could get DK here. At 33, hyper fragile. Let's go New England here.
Just
Let's
keep
go
it
New
in the
England with
AFC
Stevenson.
East.
Lamar's off the board, so we do get DK here. I think that's pretty lucky. Look at this team on auto draft. Welcome to DK, which is nice because the draft's going to go by even quicker.
Yeah.
So we bring in our first receiver. Man, I'm not going to lie. DK kind of worries me. You bring in JSN, you bring in Charbonnet. Is this team trying to go more run heavy with the two-headed running back? On top of that, JSN taking targets away in the middle of the field. What are your thoughts on DK?
I wouldn't say I'm down on him. I think he's still their perennial outside threat guy, and he's the big body receiver that's going to go up and make a lot of those deep ball like plays that we've seen him do for the last 3-4 years. I think with JSN running the slot now, it frees him up a little bit more to run on the outside, kind of uncontested more often, and the safety might be thinking a little bit more leaning towards the middle of the field with JSN being there and Lockett being on the other side. So I think it actually frees him up a little bit more. The only thing that does worry me is bringing in the Charbonnet play. I don't see why they'd want to go all that run heavy with the season that Geno Smith just had, like his 70% completion percentage. He played really well, and they just gave him a big contract. So I think
with Lockett, was it like a 74%?
Yeah, it was something nutty like that.
Ooh.
But in the league that you're in right now, you can't win games by just running the ball all the time. So I think they're going to have to air it out a good amount this year.
So here we're coming up on Hopkins, or we could go Keenan Allen on the next pick. We can go Justin Herbert potentially if he falls to 57, which he goes to 51.5. Someone might double tap Mike Williams. Where's Williams go? We're on the clock over here too. No, we got a second. Where's Williams go? At 51. Yeah, someone could double tap that, to be honest. Hopkins, go with the ceiling play.
Yeah, I like it for this team. Starting with this super, super strong running back core and just going with the two safest guys there. I mean, you know what you have in those guys. They're not risky plays. So
this is an easy pick, in my opinion. Debo, someone that can spike. Going, 7 picks after ADP? 6. Yeah, I think it makes sense for that build going Hopkins. If he's dust, well, guess what? I mean, you needed him to be probably wide receiver 2, fringe wide receiver 1 on this lineup anyways when you start RB heavy. But if he can provide that wide receiver 1 type numbers throughout the year, you add it with DK and you add it with these 2 running backs, I think that's the way you kind of bet on this lineup to make it a powerhouse.
Yeah, and especially in a full point PPR, DeAndre Hopkins was a monster last year. So there were multiple games where he saw over 15 targets and 10 plus catches. So you're getting a lot of value in that pick.
Yeah, he was on pace to catch up to most catches on the season after missing the first 6 games. So PPR, it's just, when is Kyler going to be back, pretty much, right? For Hopkins, if he's not being traded and you have David Blau passing him the ball, how many games are we looking at? And that's the real concern behind DeAndre Hopkins. Not that he still couldn't be traded, though.
Still entirely possible. I think it's a little bit less likely now past the draft.
Definitely.
But he's getting a little bit older. His contract's still very big. So I wouldn't put it past them to be a middle of the season trade. Gear up for the next year's draft and hope that you can get one of those top 2 picks to either get Marvin Williams Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., and maybe Caleb Williams too.
I'm hoping for Kirk, Trevor Lawrence here, but again, where we're picking sort of in the middle of the board, we don't have those back-to-backs, which you're used to, and which I'm used to as well. I do like Kirk here falling. We can just go with the chalky fall pick, which, I mean, it's not chalky when it's a value, right? Exactly. I like Kirk and I like Judy too. So we'll see if Lawrence falls. or if maybe the Ridley team snipes him. But if you don't have Ridley, if you don't have Kirk, maybe if you have ETN and you're going to Ingram and maybe Zay Jones late, you can justify it. But I do like taking the risk that those QBs fall after their pass catchers are gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get a nice little value. And you're always going to select the receiver first, right? Because if you select the QB first and then the receiver gets picked, well, you're left with a naked Lawrence, and now you have to force yourself to get correlation. You take the receiver, the QB goes, it's not a big deal. You could just pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice strong start. Up in 3 seconds. I'm fine with Walker here, actually. I'm fine with Walker. He fell a decent amount. This is the team we have. Let's go McLaurin. This is the team we can't draft a running back for a while.
Yeah. And that's kind of the hole you put yourself in a little bit, but
exactly.
Honestly, I still love Terry McLaurin. I think he's also a great PPR guy. He gets a lot of targets. They didn't really add a whole lot to the receiver room. Dodson's still there, but he's banged up a lot of last year. Curtis Samuel is kind of just like that gadget player. Quarterback situation worries me, but
are you hoping for Sam Howell? Are you hoping for Jacoby Brissett for Terry? Or are we just not going to know until we get a little love in practice?
Man, I don't think we're going to know. Which one am I hoping for? I mean, if you're going for like guts and for glory, you got to hope for Sam Howell, right? Like, you know what you have in Jacoby Brissett. You've seen it over the past 5 years of what he is. He's not a flashy guy. He's not throwing for 400 yards a game. He's not throwing for 5 touchdowns, but he gets the job done and he plays these gritty, kind of grindy games. So I think if you're hoping for like that biggest spike value, you're kind of rooting for Sam Howell to win.
Fair. Over here, I made the Pittman selection. Something I'll do definitely more often on DK and full point PPR than I would on half point PPR.
Mm-hmm.
And also gives us the option to go Anthony Richardson late as we need a QB. And we have the Indy correlation as well. So those things kind of like combined. Give me Pittman there. JSN. So we have Kirk. We have our 4 receivers here. 4 through 5 rounds. Gotta love that. Love that. And I mean, Godwin. Godwin shouldn't be going this late in full point PPR. There's no way. I think
the only reason he does is just what is the offense going to look like?
Yeah. They're going to have to throw the ball.
That's for sure.
Damn, I love all these values. I'm definitely going to receiver here. Maybe Kyle Pitts. I could be talked into Kyle Pitts here as well. Someone that can hit the 100-yard bonus. That gives you a bigger advantage than it does, obviously, on underdog without the bonus. That teardrop after... I like to put it in Njoku, but I also want Njoku in front of Schultz when I talk about this.
I agree with you there.
Njoku is someone that can hit that bonus.
When are we going to be ready to call Kyle Pitts a bust, though? If this year doesn't shape out to be like the year where we've been hoping for, do we finally declare his first year that he's a bust?
No, buddy, give me the guy that can play. Basically, he's a big receiver. Kyle Pitts is exactly what you want in full point PPR and DK, where he can hit that 100-yard bonus. He had a legendary first season. The second year, obviously, there was troubles at QB and injury. So it's tough to grade him on the second year performance. This is a team that was running the ball, no matter if they were behind or ahead.
Yeah.
It would be like 3rd and 17, 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they're running the ball. It's like,
And really not a whole lot has changed over there. I mean, they're rolling with the play callers. All they really did was add Bijan and are saying, are we going to fortify the running game and just be another 500 rushing attempts per season team, no matter what?
They're going to run the ball so much.
Or are they trying to use that as like, let's open up the passing game by forcing them to play against the run? open up the passing game and let Kyle Pitts and Drake London finally kind of take shape into this offense.
See, I sort of think of it as Ritter and Kyle Pitts. How many games did they play last year? Was it like one game that they played together?
I don't think it was very many because
It wasn't many at all. Mariota was not it, right?
No.
Like he could be a wow. We just saw Madison go before Cook.
I hate that.
In what world? Same thing. I'm going Waller here for that same reason. I am getting greedy for this Richardson, but I'm always trying to push it. We have two teams on auto pick in between, and Richardson's a little further down the board, so I think we can push it there.
Mm-hmm.
And here I would love a Connor pick, and then Tua after that to pair with Tyreek.
Yeah. I think Connor fits well in this team here.
Let's go. One more pick. Does this guy have a QB? I hate how you can't just click on their name.
Yeah.
Oh, goes Montgomery. Let's go.
That's a good snag.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think
DraftKings the double with
has
Richardson.
Some work to do with the format of everything.
Yeah, you think? We already got comments about that in the chat.
It's very ESPN-esque, like ESPN, just like traditional fantasy draft-esque, where you just like you can't move the line to see where your pick is, or you can't move to see who picked before you. You gotta like change like things entirely. It's just not
that goes right to
system.
That goes right to Lloyd's points. If I like the no draft board, I feel like if you do your homework, it's a big advantage. It is. You have to know where they are, where these players are. You have to be able to scroll down and identify, okay, where's my next pick? Who do I think is going to be available? Who do I think is a riser in that area? And who's the value play, right? We're scooping values on both sides of these boards, though. I'm liking the way this team's coming out as well. We need a QB, but we're open to Ritter late. We're open to Tua with the next pick if he doesn't get snipped. We could even go a little Nakey, Richardson, bring in Alec Pierce after. Dak and Cook. Is Cook still here? Yes, you can go Dak and Cook. We have options. We got options.
Options are always good.
Jason wants the draft board. I mean, they should improve DK just in general. Make it a draft board. Make it whatever it may be. I would like a draft board from a streaming side of things where it's just a more pleasant viewer experience. Now,
it's easier on the eyes.
When we're double tabling, I think it's fine because we're just
constantly
literally like an action. It's like an action movie. Especially with not being able to see like the board on both sides and just sort of identify if teams are doing crazy shit. That's one of the biggest deals is I need to know, is one team scooping 3 elite QBs and they have no idea what they're doing? Do I have to grab my one guy because now he's more valuable in that pod? Not to say I'm going to reach for it, but when does the madness end with the people that go AWOL?
Yeah, in one of my drafts, I think I had to reach up like 20 picks to get Tua.
Yeah.
Because someone was just sniping every quarterback. I think he finished with 5 quarterbacks, and I don't know if he had ever once touched a underdog's lineup before, but
never did.
He finished with 5 quarterbacks and 2 running backs. So it was a $1 million lineup to say the least.
Love that. Okay, this board's flying on this side, of course, and we still need to piss over here, I think. No Miami correlation. Let's go over here. Did we get our guy? Yeah, we do get Tua on this side of the board. Let's go back over here. I think we just go Geno here for the correlation, and we can actually, I think we're done at QB with A-Rich and Geno. 2 middle round QBs. You got your floor guy, you get your ceiling. We have, again, these 2 guys auto picking in between us is huge. If we don't want anyone here for the top 4 picks, we just let the auto drafters scoop them, and we reach up, we get our guy very, very easily. That could be sharpening. Do we have a third running back here? We don't. We have 4 receivers. I think we caught up. Hopkins, Metcalf, McLaurin, Pittman. We have Waller, strong little anchor tight end as well. There, a guy gets sniped. Charbonnet goes. I was going to say, we have the Geno correlation. It would have made sense. So Zay Flowers, no matter what, is gone to the auto drafter. RIP. I think we need to go receiver here still. Do you like Juju or Bateman for a full point PPR, 100-yard bonus?
I think in that situation, it comes down to the quarterback. Who do you trust more?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd rather just literally do anything else. We can stop at 2 tight ends.
Those are 2 of my least favorite guys. Like in this range right here, it's such a tough range for receivers.
Let's go Juju. They're going to need to throw the ball. There's no doubt about that.
I was going to say a Zay Jones with the AR-15. Like,
I hate Zay
wouldn't
Jones.
have been bad, but I'm not sold on Zay Jones this year either. I think he's a fourth option in the passing game.
Zay Jones, you're thinking Alec Pierce with A-Rich.
Well, I'm thinking just bring back stuff, same division twice a year.
Week 17, I got Indy playing Las Vegas. They play Atlanta. They play Pittsburgh. Jacksonville plays Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and Carolina. And on the Discord, man, you should know. You should know. If you guys aren't already on the Discord, we have all the playoff matchups easily readable for free. Bryce Sneak, an absolute Pounders legend. Like, we're talking about early into the streaming process. Welcome back, my man. Welcome back. Are we about to get a naked A-Rich here? 14 picks after? Yeah. Yeah. We're done at QB here too. Let's go.
Finish that off.
Holy swoop. These teams are looking spicy.
Yeah.
This is team upside over here. This is team upside. Don't look at the Juju pick. I don't like that range, but
it's a tough range for receivers.
The auto drafter takes Zay Flowers there, which would have been my preference.
Yeah.
And then it goes into those QBs, right? So that's why I like to select QBs in this range, like Geno, like A-Rich. I think those are where the values are. Geno can hit the 300-yard bonus. A-Rich can hit the 100-yard rushing bonus, potentially. But he gives you that rushing ceiling at least.
Definitely.
We started RB too. We could have gone Penny, but Penny doesn't provide any PPR sexiness at all. He can hit the 100-yard rushing bonus with his crazy yards per carry average, but it would require him to stay healthy. And there's how many running backs over there counting Jalen Hurts?
12, 13, 14. There's a lot.
I'm just willing to take a risk on him on underdog in half-point PPR where the touchdowns matter a whole lot more.
Yeah. Than
I am on DK at the same price. Like, what the fuck is this? Big Y's right next door with a chicken. Rotisserie chicken's half the price, and it's bigger. Give me the bigger chicken, man. Get out of here. We're up in how many? 7, and we're up in 1. What's this team? All right, we still receiver or I don't mind Myers here. Who just went? Elijah Mitchell. Thank you. Not a PPR guy that I want. I'm cool with Myers or a running back if we absolutely needed to go running back. Boyd or Myers. Up to you.
I think I like Myers a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think he's a safer floor guy, and he can still definitely boom in the PPR side of things. He can have 10-ish catches a game.
It'll be interesting to see his role in Vegas. I wouldn't doubt if he had a 10-catch game next season. 100%. I don't think he's going to do it consistently, but he does have that in his ceiling where, Adams is going to take the double team. Oh, here we go. Pitts lost me my home league last year. Yeah, but when we're thinking about what's this? Is this the $3 lineup? This is a $3 lineup to win like 20K to first place. I'm looking for the ultimate ceiling. I don't care if this $3 burns because I am trying to hit the 20K, right? I'm trying to get first place. And who gives us that chance? It's Kyle Pitts. Now, if we're talking about like the at home league, that's funny actually. Like when we talk about redraft versus like best ball, we don't like our draft. I don't mind the auto pick on Okonkwo here, to be honest. We're done at tight end now with Waller and Okonkwo. I'm fine with that. When we talk about best ball, right, you can just draft another team if you don't like it. Put another $3 in the piggy bank, take it out, just insert it right into the underdog machine or the DK machine. But when you talking redraft at your home league,
yeah, no,
we're talking about pride.
Don't even get me started on like the Pitts burning your home league because yeah, I'm right there with you.
I'm fine with P Ryan here. We're bringing another running back. I think this is a good range.
Do you think the Javonte
no
status is a smoke in the water?
Fog. Smoke, fog. I don't like it. It's just too early for them to be saying that he's going to be playing game one. I just get J.K. Dobbins vibes.
Right. I got burned by Dobbins last year too.
Let's the ultimate, his best case scenario, he comes back, he plays week one, he gets 14 touches. P. Ryan still gets 12 touches.
Yeah.
And that continues for the first half of the season. So, I mean, you're not going to bring him back after an ACL tear and be like, hey, here you go. Here's a 25 touch workload. And judging by what we saw from Russ last year, you're going to need 25 touches for the running backs.
If not more.
Like where your head's at. 126. We're up in 6 picks here. We're up in 8 picks here. Drew, welcome to the live stream. Michael, welcome to the live stream. Says Chase Claypool, top 20 receiver this season. His ADP is going to spike quickly. Flaming hot take. Artie would definitely agree with you. However, I think the addition of DJ Moore has a lot to do with Chase Claypool just not seeing that ceiling type season this year.
Yeah.
And you had Mooney, who, I mean, was a decent number one 2 years ago. Last year he got injured and, the offense just was horrid. But
it was run heavy.
I think Mooney's going to be a great wide receiver too behind DJ Moore. And Chase Claypool, I see him more as a gadget guy in that offense. It's going to be a run-first team as well, so it's going to be hard to feed multiple guys. So I don't really see it. I don't see it. Not saying it can't happen. Anything could happen. I just think it's not likely. Our pick here, I'm cool again with the Okonkwo pick. We have Tua. We're done at QB. I don't love McKinnon in this range. I like Gibson. We'll see if you love something, you let it go. If it comes back, it's meant to be.
Amen.
I think we finally go RB over here. We got our 6 receivers. We started Taylor and Eckler, so it's not like we're dying to bring in an RB, but Kendre Miller.
In this range, I think he's got the highest upside.
I agree.
I'm just not sold on like really what is going to happen in Chicago. There's like kind of 3 guys that are going to be competing for snaps. And you have Justin Fields, who runs the ball 12 to 15 times a game. So
accurate. If you guys haven't already, drop a like on a live stream. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you can jump in these live streams, drafts with Tyler and I, like absolute sickos in May, drafting hundreds and hundreds of teams in May.
And we're just getting started.
Oh, yeah, baby. We're up in 2 over here. Call it 1 because you got an Autobot. I like the Warren pick by that guy. Gallup here. We have A-Rich, so I think we do go Alec Pierce over Gallup in this scenario and sort of hope we get one of these RBs to fall to us. Let's push it. Gotta get the correlation. We're up in how many picks? Go away. 16. I don't think those RBs coming back. I'm cool with bringing in a Lenny on this type team. Lenny could easily get a third down role on an offense.
Yeah, and I feel like we're not really going to see him sign probably until like late summer. I think him and Kareem Hunt could be guys that go unsigned until late summer, till maybe some injury things happen. But I mean, he can immediately come in and get a third down role with any team in the league.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I could see Lenny ending up in Cleveland and them just replacing Kareem Hunt with basically just an older guy, but maybe more reliable, less injury prone. But yeah, I could see Cleveland really bringing in. I don't think they'd return Hunt, but I could see them bringing in Lenny for sure.
I feel like if the money's right, they're going to want to bring Hunt back, but I don't think he's going to like be talked down off his money.
Connor Stevenson, P. Ryan. We have Kirk, Debo, Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson. I do like Mooney. I think there's a tier drop off after Mooney here at receiver on DK. So let's scoop Mooney. We're going to need another, what do you think, 3 running backs for this team on an 18-round draft? I think we're done at tight end. We're done at QB. So we're just stacking wide receivers and running backs. I'm pretty sure on both boards too.
Yeah, done at QB and tight end in this one too.
Davis, welcome to the live stream, my man. We're double tabling right now, the DK, which isn't the easiest, but both teams are coming out extremely, extremely strong. We got the triple stack here in Indy with A-Rich. 14 picks after ADP. Bring it back with Gino to give you that floor with DK. We have how many auto drafters in this? Just 2. Perfect, right in between our picks too. But it's like a gift and a curse, right? The auto drafters just kind of scoop the value in a way.
Yeah.
So gift and a curse. Over here we have no one auto drafting. Oh, we have 1, dude. So 2 out of 11 will advance in this room. We're done at tight end. We're done at QB over here. Again, we have another A-Rich squad with 2 though. We don't have any A-Rich correlation. Where is our boy? Alec Pierce is there at 167. Oh, wow. Whoa is right. Those RBs did run off the board. I think we go Chase Brown here first, and we see if we can get Lenny in a few picks in between those auto drafters. I don't think we're reaching 17 picks here. I don't really love that for Alec Pierce. We can just hope he comes back. If he doesn't, it's fine. We could. Where's the rookie go in this one? 150. This is sort of the range that Mitchell should be falling to. 135 seems a little early in full point PPR. And he's gone. Cursed him right off the board. I'm cool with going Kendra again, to be honest.
I like it.
This range is ugly. I do like Nico down here. I do like some of these receivers. Alec Pierce. Definitely a best ball type cat. Dude, these auto drafts are literally insane. So we see Josh Downs goes at 184 for that other board. We could get A-Rich that way if Alec Pierce is gone. get him correlation that way. I think we have to bring in Lenny here as our fifth running back. We have 2 rookies. We have Eckler and Taylor, bringing in another old dog to hopefully provide you a floor.
Yeah. Once you get to team, it's a floor.
For sure. Like, where would James White go 5 years ago, 7 years ago? Every round, him and like Kareem Hunt were like the most disrespected people in full point PPR. You'd get him in like the 17th. He'd be worth like an RB3 solid floor every week. Always made his way to the flex.
Yep.
Davis, get your mind out of the gutter, my man. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're trying to draft here. Shame. Get the bells out. Shame. I've been going McCaffrey, Mahomes, Lamar. First 3 rounds has been my favorite builds. Back-to-back QBs, negative EV.
That's wild.
Negative EV. You're just giving up. So you're not picking a receiver to the 4th round. It's just tough. Just tough because those top 10 receivers
one quarterback
have so many spike weeks compared to the next 40.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. James White is a hero in this household. We do not speak negative about James White. So we're going to get Alec Pierce over here too. And I'm hoping on this board we get one of these 3. Now we have Tua, so maybe we lean Jeff Wilson. I wouldn't be opposed to that. We're up in 10 picks. Give us one of those 3. I can't believe they all got sniped on this board. And this board had how many? Just 1 auto drafter? No, 2 auto drafters. But no one in between. Okay. So on the long haul, there was no auto drafters. That's what happened. So I think we stop here at 5 running backs. We'll sort of see. Our wide receivers are strong too. Like DK, D-Hop, McLaurin, Pittman. We definitely need some upside guys. Some best ball guys. We got to find some best ball guys quick.
Hey, there he is. Chase Claypool. Get him.
I'd rather a Wan'Dale Robinson come back late. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is actually someone that could be a riser if we get good news about his injury.
Yeah.
And even if we don't, we have the team built this way that we don't need him to start the first even 6 games of the year. So give me him for like late round playoff weeks, and I'm happy with this type build. And again, I'm probably going another receiver here. I like Tank in full point. I know you love Tank.
Love Tank.
3 picks left. Probably our last receiver. Tank over Robert Woods. It almost feels wrong, to be honest.
Almost, but like, does it? Where the hell has Bobby Trees been for years now?
Well, last year he was in Tennessee, right? So do we count that year? He was hurt.
Guy's on a milk carton right now.
Well, he looks good there. He looks good. Michael says, I've been getting Ayuk, Tony, Beckham, Flowers, Pickens with those builds. And then guys like, okay, I like these. I like Pierce. I like Thornton. I like where your head's at with these guys. I like Flowers. I like Pickens. We're talking DK, I'm assuming, because we're playing DK. I like Ayuk. I like Tony with this specific build because you need him to be a wide receiver 1, especially if you're not picking a receiver in the first 3 rounds. I think that makes a lot of sense. OBJ, I think, is dust at this point. And we're talking about him going to a run-first offense in Baltimore that it's going to be busy. It's going to be super, super busy. So OBJ, I like him more on underdog. That being said, I'm only taking him when I have it correlated and there's no other receivers on the board. I love Drew's got just stone hands. Stone hands. I can't click Tony without Mahomes. I don't think you
click
need
Tony,
Mahomes.
period.
I don't think you need Mahomes to click him because of the type of player he is. He can even score like rushing touchdowns and shit on like jet sweeps. But
Can't do it.
I think what he's saying is for the ceiling opportunity, he's only clicking him when he has the correlation just due to him being a bad price. I think that's what Drew's trying to get at.
Yeah, I think he's one of the worst price receivers right now. Like, where is he shown?
He's last
he
year's like Gabe
spike?
Davis. He's last year's Gabe Davis. Like, ooh, look at this sexy, shiny object that's in this sexy offense that could have this huge role. Gabe Davis. Fade. Fell for that trick before? Actually, I didn't.
I mean, if you're Stephon Diggs, don't you just
year.
like punch the air and think like, why is no one like helping me in the wide receiver room? Why didn't they bring in anyone to like make my job a little bit easier?
I like that Jefferson pick on the other side of the board. Sorry. Jefferson and Rashid Shaheed should not be going this late on DK with the 100-yard bonus. These are two players that are going. Fuck!
Damn it.
They literally both get sniped out of thin air. It's all right. We got a backup plan, and Drew knows exactly what it is. It's not Hunter Renfrow because we actually want to win money. It's going to be Tyquan. Give me the mystery box. Definitely a draft winner with New England not adding anything to this offense besides Kayshon Boutte. Super, super late. I don't even mind an auto pick on Gus Edwards here. This team, I think, needed another running back. Gus Edwards, going to be a better half-point PPR guy, but it's super, super bare. Maybe we could have gone McBride here, but not really a pass-catching back either. So I'm fine with Gus Edwards. And this team can do – we have Waller and Okonkwo, and we have A-Rich, Geno Smith. I don't really think we need a QB. But could we benefit from a tight end more or a wide receiver? It's probably going to be a tight end. I think it makes too much sense to go Woods in this situation.
That's
to not do it.
At.
We'll cover that team afterwards. It'll be interesting to see what we have because double tabling DK when it's like not easily – like you can't even see your whole team.
It's hard
in
to
one
read.
view. You have to scroll. Like what is that? I can't do anything to fix that, huh?
No.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Luckily,
it's not for the faint of heart.
It's all up here. Right? That's why we got Tyler. He's keeping track.
I'm trying, man. It's hard.
He's got targets in his head. He's got carries stacked up in his head. We have 4 picks left over here. So we could focus this team at least. We just saw James Robinson go. That's going to be an odd one for me. So we got Okonkwo and Pitts over here. I'm just so much more apt to pick a third tight end because just who's available at the end of these drafts, right? You can guarantee these tight ends are going to be on the field. Some of these receivers, some of these running backs won't be. Again, I still think Wan'Dale Robinson provides upside for the end of the season more than Claypool run first offense. I don't mind Richie James. I just think he's a floor play. I like Slayton here. Someone attacked me on the Twitter machine for picking Slayton. Like he said 30 picks before ADP. That's definitely a reach. I don't think I've ever reached on a Giants wide receiver 30 picks before ADP.
I've seen you
I told him to send it. He hasn't sent it yet. But clearly he wanted Slayton. So it's also funny when you have that dynamic. Let's peek. No. Nothing yet. Nothing. Never happened. Prove it. So we're up in 9 picks. Let's read the team here. Let's see what we have. Can I do this? Does that make a difference, you guys? Tua, with Anthony Richardson, Stevenson, Connor, P. Ryan, Kendra Miller, Jeff Wilson Jr. at running back. We definitely need another running back here.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, Debo, Kirk, Mooney, Alec Pierce, Tyquan Thornton, Wan'Dale Robinson. So I'm definitely liking the way the wide receivers are shaped.
Wide receivers are strong. I think running back definitely needs some work here.
So we need one running back, one tight end, and then best available between wide receiver and running back. That's kind of where I'm at. Dude, this is 3 auto drafters. Just like, how can you not be drafted on DK when people are just on auto draft? It's very, very much plus EV.
Yeah.
Zach Evans late. Is Dwayne McBride still? I couldn't find him the other day because Dwayne, for him, is spelled DEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dwayne.
It got me. It got me. I had a panic pick someone. Shit, he's gone because he's all the way down. Ty Chandler, there's still some news that he might have the backup role if Cook moves on and you have Madison starting.
Yeah, what do you make of like what's going on in
Minnesota?
Sorry,
it's
I'm getting
looking like they're gonna move on from
messages.
Cook, but I mean, I gotta see it to believe it, sort of guy.
And this is something we talked about, like I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, like before the draft, that there were reports.
Yeah, they were trying to trade him.
Cut him before the draft. They were trying to trade him before the draft. They couldn't find a suitor. Now they might be trying to trade him. Now they may try to waive him, cut him. Like, I don't know.
We're gonna bring in Chuba here behind Miles Sanders. I think that makes a ton of sense, and I'm comfortable stopping here. We have Jeff Wilson, Chuba, Kendre, Samaje, Connor, and Stevenson. I think that's fine for running backs. We can stop at 6. 2 picks left. Tight end and wide receiver. I think it's got to be a wide out. It really doesn't. We went Hill, Garrett Wilson, Debo to start. So tight ends were also strong with Pitts and Okonkwo. So we need a tight end and a running back. I mean, that's pretty nice. This is a well-balanced team. Tight ends, we have Jelani Woods for correlation with Indy. With A-Rich here.
Mm-hmm.
What's nice is on that other team, we do have the Vegas Week 17 correlation too between Myers and Indy. Have to love that. Oh, so Jelani goes.
I was just going to say, did he just get sniped?
Jelani gets sniped.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how can you not pick Slayton here, right? In this range of wide receivers of unknown. Corey Davis is actually another good receiver that I wouldn't mind if we needed one, but Musgrave or Croft, we don't really know right now. So I'd rather just err on the side of just bringing in another. Yeah, safe side.
Yeah.
A little bit of upside. And it's full point PPR. I think McBride would be pretty good. We have the Arizona correlation with Connor. It makes sense.
Young player. I think he's actually poised for a pretty good year this year.
Love that. I keep switching to the other board. It's like PTSD. Carried wicked far. Get the Boston out. Get the Worcester out. Worcester. Pat's voice carried on that one. Oh, shit. Is that when my dude got sniped?
Yeah.
That's a bad word, Dada. All right. I'm fired. You can now thumbs down the video. I apologize.
Come on, bro. You're a dad. You got to be better than that now.
Well, he can't understand anything yet, so it's all set. This room's padded. Haven't you seen Twitter? The wife only lets me upstairs a few times a day.
Oh, damn. You got everything you need down there. You got the gym and everything, so you're chilling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Plus EV. No miss reps. What did we say this last pick was going to be? I think it was a running back, right? We were good on wide receiver with Tyquan, Wandell, Alec Pierce, Mooney, Kirk,
I thought you were
Debo,
good on
Garrett
running
Wilson,
back
Hill.
there, you said. And you wanted to go best available
running back, wide receiver. Yeah, because we have 3 tight ends. We're done at tight end.
Yeah.
For me, like, I think what provides the most value is smashing on a late round running back.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we're looking at this for wide receivers. It's pretty dog.
Yeah, it's in 20 rounds, it gets very grim. You're looking at like guys who might not see the field.
Like, give me Nakua in this situation here.
Yeah.
Someone who has Robert Woods type comps. Give me Tillman too. Or Westbrook, Klein. I think those are the 3 that I'd be targeting. Maybe you can make the argument for Tyler Scott if you had the Chicago correlation, but Tillman, he's going to be battling with DPJ for a role. Let's see who we got for running backs. Because, I mean, again, not pretty. D. Wayne is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Malik Davis behind Pollard. We say Ronald Jones is dust. Malik Davis gets the backup role. Pollard injury. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, especially not my Pollard. My Pollard shares.
Not the one you just drafted.
All right, let's cover this one. So very similar. We went Geno and A-Rich. This one we go Tua and A-Rich. Again, high floor. I mean, it's actually Tua's got a pretty damn high ceiling too. With the 300-yard bonus.
Those concussions.
Yeah, I know. Well, guess what? You got to try to hit the ceiling.
Let's just get a big ass helmet for him. Just super padded.
Just pad it. Yeah, I don't care.
Super big.
They wear them for preseason. Just give them one for real games.
Yeah.
Tua at QB with A-Rich. And then running backs are Stevenson, Connor, PPR beasts. You got P. Ryan, Kendre Miller, Jeff Wilson Jr., Chuba Hubbard. I think the room could have been a little stronger. I think this P. Ryan pick, it'll depend heavily on Javonte Williams, right?
Yeah.
So this is the upside handcuff pick that could turn into a potential RB2. And you need those picks.
Mm-hmm.
You need those picks on every single team. It's an upside pick. And when you're battling how many teams?
Right. They're not always the sexiest,
details.
But they do have upside, and that's kind of what you shoot for the bench players, like especially later rounds.
Contest details. Where's it show? Oh, God. Oh, God. DK, don't do this to us, man. Don't do this to us. It's not here. It's not here. Bad publicity there for DK. Yeah, I'm fine with that running back room. I'm fine with it. It has upside. I like Connor. I think he's a crazy value. I like Stevenson where he's going. Definitely a draft winner. Is New England a place where they could bring in like Kareem Hunt or Lenny, do you think?
I mean, maybe they just signed Robinson. Like, Belichick doesn't like doing this with running backs where he gives them money. So, like, those guys are probably not going to be asking for, like, pennies on the dollar. There's still names. I figure that they're going to be asking for money. I don't know if Belichick's going to be the guy to go out and give him that contract. I think Arizona might be a little bit more likely of a landing spot. Like, just with the, while you have Connor here, I'll bring that up. Like, I think Arizona's a little bit more of a likely landing spot for one of those two guys because they just have not done a damn thing in their backfield. So
tank. They got a tank. We have 2 Arizona players. They'll be playing from behind. But the thing is, like, Connor's such a tough pick to not select right now because of the potential value. Even if you bring in Hunt, I'd be fine with Connor at his ADP. If you bring in Lenny, I think it hurts him more than Hunt, but because Lenny's going to be more of that third down role strictly, he wasn't
Yeah.
as efficient on first and second down. And Kareem Hunt's like, he was a decent change of pace back in Cleveland several years in a row. And
Yeah.
he provided a lot in the red zone as well.
That's my only fear if they do bring in one of those guys is one of
So,
those roles is going to be filled a little
yeah.
bit more, like either the third down role or the red zone role.
But I don't
But
think his ADP changes.
I don't think so too.
I
I
don't think
mean,
it changes.
I
So,
think he's being taken so low right now, and I can't really figure out why. Like,
yeah,
why he averaged
top
more
10 guy at the
targets
end of
per
the year.
game. He averaged more targets per game when Kyler wasn't playing. So, like, are people scared of that? What's to be scared of? Get
Yeah.
more checkdowns, get more catches.
So if that doesn't happen, if they don't bring in one of those dusty running backs, they really don't address it in the draft, you're getting him at a ridiculous value if they don't bring in one
Insane.
of those guys. And if they do, then he should be going where he's at. So this is what we talk about when we're identifying risers early in the offseason. On DK, his price is even more broken than it is on Underdog. So, Tyler, you got anything for the people before we say our farewells?
Just make sure you hit that like button, smash that bell for notifications.
Hell yeah.
Join the Discord. We're getting a lot of good action in the Discord, rating each other's drafts and everything, checking out risers and fallers. So make sure you check out the Discord, follow us on Twitter, on the TikToks, check out some YouTube shorts we've been putting out. Do it
Check out
all.
Tyler's TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
He's crushing the ticks. Fellas, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Another great draft. This was a daily double, secret daily double. Appreciate everybody coming out. Hit the like on the way out. Powders.